Hey everyone, this is Nate with the Hawaii Association for Zombie Awareness Research and Defense, sharing with you the tools and knowledge to help you survive when things don't go quite as planned. Today we'll be taking a look at two camp stoves side by side and comparing how fast each can boil 1 liter of water in the vessel the manufacturer designed specifically for that stove. First off, we'll be looking at the Esbit CSE2350WN, and this is a 12-piece lightweight cook set with a brass alcohol burner. It comes with 2 aluminum pots and a frying pan. This retails for about $75.50 on Amazon Prime. The second thing we'll be looking at is the BioLite wood-burning camp stove. This sells for $129.95, and it's also going to be used here with the BioLite KettlePot, and that's $49.95. You can get both of them together for $179.90 on Amazon Prime. Alright, so let's go ahead and fire these babies up here. I'm going to light the BioLite stove here. Right now we are using wood chips for barbecuing, hickory specifically. We're going to let this fire burn a little bit here because we want it to get up to temperature before we put the water on. Whereas the alcohol stove, we don't have to worry about that. As soon as we light it, it's pretty much going to start putting out full power. So what you're going to want to do here is, once you light your BioLite stove, we're going to wait for this light here, it's orange light, to turn green. Once that turns green, that means the fire is generating enough heat to start actually charging back the battery inside the fan here. And that also means it's the optimal temperature to start cooking on it. So any second now, and there we go. Green light, we're ready to cook on it. Let's go ahead and put those pots on top with our 1 liter of water, which is right about 75 degrees Fahrenheit right now. Alright, our fires are ready, and we're going to go ahead and put those pots on the stove right now. Go ahead and start the timer, and we'll come back to this in a couple of minutes and see where we stand. Alright folks, welcome back. Right now we're about 6 minutes into the burn here, and it looks like the fuel in the BioLite stove here has died out. So I'm going to go ahead and take the pot off of the stove here and add some more wood chips and bring it back up to temperature and see if we can't get that to keep on boiling. It also looks like the Esbit stove over here seems like it's starting to boil. It's got some small bubbles in the bottom here. So, some wood in there, a bit more. Right, there we go, we can see that fire tornado just spinning up there. That's a good sign. We've got some gasification going on there. You can see the smoke just starting to burn. Yeah. Come back and check on this in a bit. I'll let you know when it starts to go. Alright, we're back, and it looks like the BioLite stove is right about to start boiling. Let's keep an eye on it here. Oh, there it goes. Yep, there we go. Okay, we got a rolling boil on the BioLite stove, and that's 10 minutes and 13 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead through the magic of technology here and come back to it when the Esbit starts to go. Alright, we're back, and it looks like the Esbit stove is coming to a boil now. I'll give it any second now. The bubbles really start to break the surface. I'm gonna call that right there. That's 12 minutes and 43 seconds for the rolling boil on the Esbit stove. The BioLite stove looks like it stopped boiling, and the fire seems to have gone down. I would say if you're looking for a picnic or a one-day, maybe overnight thing, you're gonna do some cooking, serious cooking, get the alcohol-based Esbit stove with the jet boil fins on it. If you're gonna be out longer than that, you're gonna want something you don't have to pack fuel for. In a survival situation, uh, shit hits the fan, something like that, you can't really stockpile a lot of stuff if you have to be on the move. I would say the BioLite stove would be the better choice for that because you can scavenge fuel for that. Twigs, branches, fat wood that you've cut up that you found. That'll pretty much burn anything. I mean, they don't recommend burning leaves in it, but you could if you're in a pinch, especially to get a fire started. It's gonna make a lot of smoke, but it's gonna give you some heat, and you can always just keep adding stuff to it. Another thing about this Esbit stove, I've had it for about 2 years now. I've used it a little bit. Um, I would not recommend putting it on a plastic surface, like a picnic table that's made out of recycled plastic, because I've had an incident where it actually got hot enough at the base that it melted itself into the picnic table. So you probably want to set it on some concrete or a clearing and some dirt. The BioLite stove, on the other hand, you don't really get that problem. The base is pretty cool. You shouldn't touch it when it's operating because it can get hot, but for the most part it runs pretty cool on the outside. You're not going to have to worry about setting it on anything that might melt through or anything like that. Now I was actually expecting the Esbit stove to actually win this race here. I was expecting it to boil the water a little bit faster, but only because it does have that jet boil system. The fins on the bottom that collect the heat from the alcohol stove and just shoot it up into the pot. But it looks like the sheer just amount of heat energy created by the BioLite is a lot more than that of the Esbit stove and the alcohol stove. Um, Enough to boil the water faster. Even though it did require me to refuel the stove, it just puts out a lot of heat faster. So, like I said earlier, if you're looking to cook, probably not the BioLite. It's good for heating water real fast. You can burn food in it, even on the low setting. So I wouldn't recommend using the KettlePot to actually do a lot of cooking unless you very closely monitor the temperature of the fire. With the Esbit, on the other hand, does come with a little cap which you can adjust the airflow into the alcohol burner and thereby adjust the temperature of your fire, so you could bring it down low for a simmer. So all in all, it really depends on what you're going to use it for. I have both, and I would probably use both. I would continue to use the alcohol stove, and I'm definitely taking this BioLite with me in my car. Keep it on the side in case I need to, build a fire, cook some food, or anything like that. It's really compact. It's about the size of an Nalgene bottle for the stove itself when it's folded up, and it does fit into the KettlePot as a protective cover, basically to keep everything from getting all banged up and dented. So if you liked my review of the BioLite camp stove and KettlePot and the Esbit alcohol stove, why don't you go ahead and like my channel. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. It's Hazard, the Hawaii Association for Zombie Awareness, Research, and Defense. Thanks and aloha. Mahalo. Have a good day.